how do you describe your practice as an artist and a researcher?
I feel like for my own practice, especially in the arts, but also I think in design, it's very important to know the tool that you're using. And so once you kind of know properly the tool that you use, you can start to kind of find also the narratives that the tool can tell through also itself a little bit. I think for me it's very important, this knowing the tools, and then once you know them you can really kind of go in depth into it, and then also tell stories around the tools. And I think to add an additional layers, when you know the stories of the tools, you can also make a critique of the tools. And critique of the tools for me is also a very important part, because as you know, like, well, in the West, most of our tools have a very sketchy history.
Yeah.
All of them, from computation, photography, and all of those. It's a really, either it has colonial implication or it has labor exploitation implication. Like all of those tools, like they have a very grimy past. And so, and I think when you study them and you learn how they are built, you can kind of see all of those dimensions built into them. And then you can learn to also open these things up and kind of rediscuss them.
And what role then does the narrative layer play right now that you're on these levels?
Lately I felt that my work and also the people that surround me in this bubble, they kind of want to express a criticism towards the media, but without somehow leaving space for the audience to kind of build their critique for themselves. I don't know if this is very clear, and I don't think myself I'm solving this in any particular way, but so I feel that a lot of projects in this field, they are kind of, you look at the project and then you get, okay, this is a critique of surveillance, or this is a critique of AI. But I think at least for what I like in art is like also to go and see an artwork and like kind of be left there also without understanding it, or maybe also not liking it because I don't understand it. And so for me, starting to add these stories that are invented and are like into my own kind of universe is trying to add some sort of layer of opaqueness to the things that I do, so that there is space for the people that look at the artwork to kind of have their own thoughts about it, if they want to have it. And so this is where I think I started to experiment a little bit more with, a little bit of narration, or like trying to construct alternative words and maybe make the artworks for these alternative words. I don't want to imagine things for the future of humanity. I want to stay in the world of fiction, because it's not something. And maybe here, it is a part of the speculative design that is maybe at odds with myself. It is this tendency of wanting to look at the future. And so out of my PhD, one of the things that I wanted to do now is really to create this fictional world in which these folkloric tales can take place. And so one of those will be the story of a debugger that in their work for big companies, they will working for these big companies to solve their software issues, they would actually inject even more bugs and making their software even worse, so that they have to shut. Yes, a rebugger. Thank you. And for me, this would be like this very fictional character, and maybe it's multiple fictional characters that would do this. For this exhibition, it was really about this that this person was inspired by these mythological cats that used to in this mythology would go around server farms and data center and destroy them with low frequency sound that would shatter the infrastructure.
Okay, so you're trying to contribute a mythology and also aesthetic maybe of resistance, because you use sound in your installations as well.
I was just also thinking now when all of these protests, pro-Palestine protests were happening, like how important is sound in the forms of chanting things. Like how this, I think this, then this stays in your head. Yeah. At least if you, I would repeat this chant in my head constantly. In German it's called Ohrwurm. And I thought, okay, this, especially, and I think this probably was also the same like centuries ago, that with these simple chants you can kind of, in a way unite people under under a slogan that you want to promote. And so for me this sonic part was really important to have, at least in my work. This is something that I want really to explore. And now for the cats, of course, like purring is not something that humans do, but I thought, okay, I think how can I include cats in these things? And I thought that purring can be both soothing, but maybe could also be a weapon in a way. I think sound has a very, I don't know, it's a very interesting medium to also to explore for all of these reasons. And I think there is there is not, or maybe there is plenty of art in this. It's just I never encountered it, and so I thought, okay, maybe I should make some stuff in this direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's you need this aesthetic component to it. Like you have the narratives, but you also need to make them resonate, and it's part of also the oral tradition, like this more sonic way of passing down knowledge. And I was thinking when you were talking about the purring of the cats, this multi-species form of resistance as well, like maybe in this context of cats as companion species, and we fight this like together in a way, or bringing other species in. I don't know if that's the intent, but that's how it reads.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I always think cats, no, I don't know. My cats, I think one is leftist, but the other one is definitely fascist, so I don't know.
How can you tell?
He pees on my bed, so he really wants to claim this is my space.
I see.
This is not your space. So
okay, yeah.
But he's still lovely, but luckily he's not strong enough.
All right. So it was the leftist one who helped you with the current installation.
Yes,
with
actually, yes. But they both get the same amount of love because they deserve it.
Yeah. Okay, then I think on this note we can end the interview here. But yeah, thank you a lot. It was very fun and inspiring, and many threads to continue.
Ja.